The rain slammed against the roof of the Han estate as if trying to warn her. But Nia didn't slow down. Her breath came fast, sharp, terrified. She sprinted across the marble hallway, clutching a tiny flash drive like her life depended on it, because it did. Footsteps pounded behind her, men shouted, and as she slipped behind a pillar, her heart hammered so loudly she thought they might hear it. "Don't stop now," she whispered to herself, forcing back tears. "Not when you're this close." A gunshot cracked the air. She flinched. A hand grabbed her arm. "Got you," a voice murmured, deep and cold. She jerked around and came face to face with Kim Joon-Ho, the man she feared, the man she studied, the man she was sent to destroy. His grip tightened. His eyes burned into hers, dark and unreadable. "Why are you running, maid?" he asked softly, dangerously. Her pulse throbbed in her ears. She wanted to lie. She wanted to scream. But all she said was, "Please, let me go." He didn't. He pulled her closer. "You don't get to run from me." The story froze on that moment, on the terror in her eyes and the suspicion in his, as if time itself refused to move forward without the viewers. And if you're watching this right now, breathe in, because what you're about to see will change everything you thought you knew about loyalty, betrayal, and forbidden love. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment so you don't miss the next chapter of this unbelievable journey. Days earlier, Nia arrived in Seoul carrying nothing but a worn backpack and a secret so heavy it threatened to crush her. The airport lights blurred as she blinked back exhaustion. She had flown across continents with a forged passport and an identity created by people who worked in the shadows, people she owed her life to. But she hated the mission they gave her. The taxi ride to the estate felt like a slow descent into a world she didn't belong to. Seoul was loud, alive, vibrant. The Han estate was the opposite, silent, watchful, almost predatory. The high stone walls and iron gates made it look like a place where people vanished and were never spoken of again. A housemaid opened the door and scanned her from head to toe. "You must be the new one. Follow me. Don't talk unless you're spoken to." They walked through endless hallways and polished floors that smelled faintly of lemon oil and secrets. "You clean, you keep quiet. You never go to the East Wing," the maid instructed. "That area belongs to the master." "I understand." But she didn't. Not really. Because Kim Joon-Ho wasn't just a master, he was the rumored head of one of Korea's most brutal syndicates. Cold, calculated, untouchable, the type of man the world feared. And she was the woman sent to expose him. When she entered her small maid's quarters, she sat on the edge of the bed and exhaled shakily. Her hands trembled as she removed her pendant necklace, a tiny black stone that was actually a micro-camera. "This is it. Stay calm, stay small, stay invisible." The next morning began with chaos. Staff rushed around preparing for Joon-Ho's return from a business trip. Nia kept her head down, but her eyes absorbed everything. The security cameras, the door codes, the pattern of guards rotating around the property. She stored every detail in her mind like puzzle pieces. Then she saw him. He entered the foyer like a silent storm, tall and immaculate in a black suit. His expression was unreadable, his presence overwhelming. The staff bowed without hesitation. Nia did too, though her stomach twisted painfully. Joon-Ho went past her without sparing her a glance, until something made him stop. He turned slightly, eyes narrowing. Her knees nearly buckled. He wasn't supposed to notice her, but he did. His gaze lingered on her for a second too long, long enough to unsettle her, long enough for the other maids to whisper urgently once he left the room. "Don't let him look at you. Don't make eye contact. If he notices you, you're already in trouble." Nia swallowed hard. They had no idea how deep in trouble she already was. That night, when the estate finally settled, she crept into the East Wing. Her heartbeat thudded like drums as she typed the stolen code into the locked office door. The door clicked open. Darkness swallowed her. Inside were files, ledgers, hard drives, proof if she could get it. She plugged her flash drive into the computer and whispered, come on," as the progress bar crawled across the screen. Then a voice cut through the air like a blade. What do you think you're doing?" She froze. His voice was low, curious, dangerous, the voice of a man who didn't ask questions unless he already knew the answer. She turned slowly. Joon-Ho stepped from the shadows, hands in his pockets, gaze cool. "Maid, that is not your workspace." Her mouth dried. I got lost, sir." "In my private office?" His tone was soft, mocking. "Try again." He walked toward her. Each step sounded like finality. She stepped backward. "I'm sorry, it won't happen again." "Oh, it will," he murmured, stopping inches from her. "You don't fool me." Her breath caught. What do you mean?" He lifted a photo from his desk, a picture she had accidentally knocked over, and held it out to her. "You handled this without trembling. Most staff won't touch anything in this room. They're afraid, but you're not." He tilted his head. "Why is that?" She forced calm into her voice. "I've worked in homes before, sir." "You're lying." Her stomach plummeted. His eyes flicked briefly to her necklace, her camera. She resisted the urge to cover it. Then, unexpectedly, he stepped back. "Be careful where you walk, Nia. Curiosity can get you killed." He left the room, and only then did she collapse in the chair, trembling violently. She grabbed the flash drive, shoved it in her apron, and fled. Back in her room, she pressed her hand over her racing heart. He knows. God, he knows something. Her phone buzzed with a message from her handler. Keep going, get closer, earn his trust. She wanted to scream. Instead, she wiped her tears and whispered, "This mission will end me." But she didn't know it would end something else first, her ability to see Joon-Ho as just a target. Because the next day, fate made sure they collided again. He found her wiping down the garden railing, trying desperately to look ordinary. He approached quietly. "You're avoiding me." "I'm just doing my job," she murmured. He stopped next to her, eyes studying her face, searching for something she couldn't let him find. "You're different from the others," he said. "I can't decide if that interests me or alarms me." She looked away quickly. "I don't want any trouble." "But trouble wants you." Her breath faltered. "What do you want from me?" "A truth," he said simply. She almost let something slip, something real, something painful. Instead, she whispered, "I can't." His jaw tightened. "Then I'll find it myself." Before she could answer, gunshots erupted from outside. She screamed. Gunshots shattered the calm morning air, ripping through the estate grounds. Nia dropped to the ground instinctively, her heart pounding as shouts echoed across the garden. Joon-Ho reacted first. He grabbed her wrist hard and pulled her behind a stone pillar. "Stay down," he ordered. Another round of shots hit the wall inches from her head. She gasped and covered her ears. He studied her trembling hands, confusion flickering through his eyes. "You react like someone who's been trained. Most people freeze." "I'm not trained," she lied breathlessly. "Liar," he whispered. His security team rushed across the lawn, returning fire at unseen attackers. For a moment, it felt like the world had tilted into chaos, and Nia clung to the pillar, trying to breathe. "Who would attack the estate?" she asked. "That's what I intend to find out," Joon-Ho said, standing fully now, unafraid. "Stay here." "No," she blurted, grabbing his sleeve. "You'll get killed." He stared at her hand on him, surprised. Something in his expression softened. "You care?" he asked quietly. She swallowed. "I don't want blood on my hands." He smirked faintly. "Too late for that, maid." He released her and stepped into the open, his presence radiating authority even under fire. His men cleared the perimeter quickly. Minutes later, the gunshots ceased, leaving ringing silence behind. Joon-Ho returned, face tense. "It wasn't a random attack," he said. "Someone wanted to rattle me." Nia's stomach twisted. Her agency or another syndicate? Before she could speak, he lifted her chin gently with his hand. "And someone wanted to kill you." Her breath fled her body. "What?" He pointed at the bullet hole behind the pillar. "That shot was aimed chest high at your position, not mine." She went cold all over. Her agency wouldn't target her, not unless... Her phone vibrated in her apron. She hid it quickly. Joon-Ho watched her too closely. "Who are you really?" "I'm your maid," she whispered weakly. "No," he said, voice deep and firm. "You're something else entirely, and whether you want to admit it or not, you're in danger." Her eyes burned. She didn't want his concern. She didn't deserve it. That night, sleep refused to come. She sat on her small bed, twisting the pendant camera between her fingers. The flash drive she stole felt like a heavy stone under her pillow. Her phone buzzed again. "Handler. Phase 2 begins tomorrow. Prepare for his downfall." Her throat tightened. She typed back, "He's not what we thought. There's more here. I need time." A moment later, a chilling reply arrived. "No more time. Deliver the evidence, or we take him down without you." Her fingers trembled. They would ruin him, his entire empire, his life. She was supposed to want that. She was trained to want that. So why did thinking about his downfall feel like knives inside her chest? She pressed her hand to her forehead. "I can't be falling for him. I can't." A soft knock startled her. She quickly hid the phone. "Come in," she said. The door opened, and there he was, Joon-Ho, standing in the dim hallway, his expression unreadable. "I need to speak with you." "It's late, sir." "I don't care." She followed him to his study. The room was dark except for a single lamp. Papers were scattered across the desk, photographs, ledgers, maps. He gestured for her to stand in front of him. "Look at me," he said. She hesitated, then lifted her eyes. He stepped closer. "I know you're hiding something, and I'm done pretending I don't." Her breath shook. "I'm not." "Don't insult me." His voice dropped lower. "Who sent you?" The question cracked through her like lightning. No one sent me," but her voice betrayed her. He touched her cheek with surprising gentleness. "You're terrified." "Of what?" She flinched away from his touch, but his eyes softened. "I don't want to hurt you, Nia." Her heart twisted. "Then stop asking questions." "I can't," he murmured, "because you matter to me more than you should." She blinked rapidly. "I'm your employee." "You're not," he said. "You're never been just that." Her throat locked. She had to break this, had to stop the closeness before her mission was destroyed, before her heart was. "Sir, I need to go," she whispered. He grabbed her wrist before she could leave. "Tell me one truth, just one." Her eyes filled with tears. "I can't." They stood there for a long moment, breath mingling, emotions spiraling out of control. Then the estate alarm blared. Red lights flashed, guards shouted, Joon-Ho cursed under his breath. "What now?" he snapped, storming to the window. Nia's blood froze. Police. Dozens of them, SWAT, black vans, armored vehicles, surrounding the estate. Her handler hadn't waited. He hadn't given her time. They were taking Joon-Ho down. Her phone buzzed violently. "Stand by. He will be arrested. Your mission is complete." Her heart shattered. Joon-Ho looked at her, stunned. "Why are the police here? What did you?" She shook her head rapidly. "I didn't call them." "Then who did?" he demanded. She couldn't answer. Tears streamed down her cheeks. The officers swarmed the property. Lights flashed against the windows. Helicopters thundered overhead. Joon-Ho's men scrambled to defend the estate but were overwhelmed. He grabbed her shoulders, gripping them hard. "Nia, look at me. Tell me you didn't betray me." Her chest caved inward. She felt like she was drowning. "I didn't want this," she whispered brokenly, "but you had no choice." His face went pale. "You were sent here," he said, each word a knife. "Yes," but she couldn't speak. She could only sob. He stepped back as if her tears burned. "You fooled me," he whispered. "You made me trust you." "I didn't want this," she cried. "I didn't want to hurt you." "But you did." Officers burst into the room. "Kim Joon-Ho," one shouted, "you're under arrest." A sniper shot cracked through the window. Nia screamed as Joon-Ho stumbled backward, clutching his shoulder. "No!" she cried, lunging forward to catch him. Chaos erupted. Guards dragged the officers down, SWAT agents fired back, glass shattered, smoke filled the room. Her phone buzzed once more. Contingency activated. Target must not survive. Finish it. Nia froze. They didn't just want him arrested, they wanted him dead. No, she whispered violently. No, I won't do it. She rushed to shield him with her body as more shots tore across the room. His blood soaked her uniform. His breath was shallow, pained. "Why are you protecting me?" he asked weakly. Tears streamed down her face. "Because you're not the monster they said you were. Because I see you. Because I—" She couldn't finish. His hand touched her cheek, faint but tender. "I should hate you," he murmured, "but all I can feel is you." She cried harder. "Stay with me, please. Just stay alive." Gunfire grew louder. Officers shouted outside the door. She held him tighter. "You're not dying tonight. Not because of them. Not because of me." She grabbed a fallen guard's weapon, lifted her chin, and positioned herself between Joon-Ho and the chaos outside. This was no longer a mission. This was war, and she would burn the whole world before she let them kill him. If you want to see what happens next, if Nia can save Joon-Ho, if the agency hunts her, if love can survive betrayal and blood, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment below. Your support keeps the story alive, and trust me, the next chapter will break you in the best way.